Alrighty guys, back on site, waiting on the inspector. But we got everything done yesterday. That's our new line. That'll be the city clean out. Sleeved up under the driveway itself. Repaired water line, bedded in the sewer line the whole way. Don't move. And then that'll be my new clean out. I'll have to fix foundation. Oddly enough, we did end up with a guest yesterday that showed up. Airbnb let them book it automatically. I thought it was blocked out, but it wasn't. But since we were technically connected and functional, we explained the situation to him. He decided to stay anyway. Hopefully this wasn't too disturbing for him. Yeah. But that's our little house. It's cool. You know. Anyway. That's kind of what we got going on today, this morning. It's been a whole week hanging out up here at this house. Fun stuff. I'm meeting a guy, and we've got the one flip listed, and it's getting showings. It'll sell. I mean, I'm not worried about it, but everything with the market is, taking a month or so, some 60, 90 days, whatever, to sell. And because of this issue here and the fact that we ended up keeping this property instead of selling it, so we weren't able to cash out our equity, then the one that's listed, we went a wee bit over budget, nothing crazy, but both of these combined with this new issue has caused a bit of a cash flow pinch for the third one that we're trying to finish. So I'm meeting a guy today that does a lot of activity in the area that we're flipping that one in, and he buys them and fixes them and rents them out and does all kinds of stuff. And I'm gonna see if I can't sell it to him for what I got in it, kind of get out from under it, sort of wash that one clean, wait on this other one to sell, then we'll be able to reimburse ourselves for this repair here and sort of get back to a reasonably even spot. Then probably gonna chill for a bit and focus more on the just simply sales, real estate, and my wife's business with her party rentals. And of course, we'll be managing the Airbnb in the process. But that's sort of my thought process right now. I'm gonna meet this guy at 12 and see if he has any interest, see if this is even possible. If it's not, we'll just have to figure it out and get that property finished somehow or another. We'll get it finished and list it for sale and handle it that way. But if we can get out from under it clean, that'd be great. As far as real estate goes, I've been in it since October, right? So 7-8 months. Done 30 transactions, which I think is pretty good. All from cold calling, expired listings, for sale by owners, things of that nature. And yesterday I signed a contract, offer to purchase on one of my listings that wasn't expired. We got her under contract yesterday. I closed one Monday that was a for sale by owner. Got that one sold, and I closed 2 other ones last week, and I got one more to close this coming Thursday. that was also a for sale by owner. So real estate sales is going good, but this kind of stuff that I'm dealing with right now kind of takes away from it, which is not good. Because I've had to be here. I mean, I'm here right now just waiting on the inspector, because as soon as he comes, I need to get this ditch filled in, because I've got more guests coming this evening, and they've got small children. I don't need to risk anybody falling in a ditch. So I'm hanging out waiting on the inspector. As soon as he gives me the thumbs up, I'm gonna bury that ditch. Then I need to get back to selling real estate, because I haven't been able to focus this week, so I haven't signed any new contracts for new listings this week. But there was a crazy one that happened, an expired listing, meaning they were on market, they came off the market, they were on market for 120 days, and the contract they had with their agent expired. I called them up, said, hey, I think I can help you out, let's work together. He signed with me, and I put it on the market. Well, 2 months in, I get him a pretty solid offer. Now, this particular deal, though, the guy has negative equity, and he knew that up front since day one, right? Meaning he's going to sell this house, but he's going to have to pay, because he has a high mortgage, he's got to cover the real estate commission, and he's going to have to cover taxes and insurance or whatever else. So he's going to actually owe money at closing instead of make money, which is an unusual situation, but he just hadn't owned the property long enough to build up equity. But he knew this, and the offer I got him was great as far as for the property, based on the comps and all that good stuff. I mean, we got him a solid offer. Couple weeks into signing that contract, while we're in the Bahamas on vacation, he's reaching out to me and my team trying to cancel that contract. Well, once you've signed a purchase agreement and that ball has started rolling and you've taken the due diligence money and all that, unless something crazy has happened, you can't really just back out of a contract. These people that are purchasing are banking on having that property. We're weeks away from closing. They're planning on living there. Who knows what all kind of stuff that they've had to do. So that's been a bit of a fiasco. So I've had to get my broker in charge involved, talk some sense into them. What's ended up happening is myself and the selling agent have agreed to waive our commission, so neither one of us are going to get paid, just to push this deal through. So, we'll see what happens. I don't think I've ever seen or heard of a situation like this, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we're supposed to close on the 5th. If we can get closed, it'll be off my books that I didn't make any money. Real estate's a wild game. I mean, you just really never know what's going to happen. I've had a few wild transactions, always got paid, but there's been a few that were pretty astronomically stressful. But it's exciting. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. Thankfully, my wife's little rental business is steady. It is just always steady. She's just steady renting chairs and tables, and just about every weekend we're setting up on Fridays and we haul out and do a bunch of deliveries, and normally she'll have some people picking up some stuff along the way. She had somebody pick up some stuff last night. And then Sundays, me and my son will load the truck or the trailer, whatever, go around, pick it all up. Mondays, she'll get out there and clean everything, stow it away. It's really been a pretty solid little business. And it's kind of saved our butt in a few of these pinches. That's been our vacation money, our get out of debt money, our something unexpected happened money. That's been really, really nice for this whole transition. I am just sort of babbling at this point. You know, again, I'm sitting here waiting on an inspector, so I figured I'd jump on here and make this video. But you know, I feel like this is needed. I mean, there's a lot of people out here in the world that are online talking about, oh, become a millionaire as a real estate agent. Well, I mean, that's my goal. I want to take this real estate sales business and max it out. My goal for this year, for year one, is 45 deals. That's going to put me around 150, 200-ish in GCI revenue. Next year, I want to double that. And it's very possible, but it's not possible if I'm spending my mornings and all days and whatnot dealing with ditches and trenches. So, you know, I might have to focus pretty hard on it and hopefully get out from under some of these property issues. Same thing gets talked about with like Airbnbs, rentals. You know, you hear about the BRRRR method: buy it, rehab it, rent it, refinance it. And all of these things, they work. But sometimes they're portrayed in a way to where it just seems so simple. It's like, oh, well, everybody can do it, and you just, you know, you do it 10 times and boom, you're retired. Well, I've been doing this for real estate side for 5 years. We've done 30 flips. We had up to 7 rentals, a couple commercial rentals. And we were still having to go at it. Now, to be fair, we made a ton of money with the flips, but we reinvested it into a water damage business that ultimately we shut down. We shut that down. We shut our remodeling business down. We shut the showroom and retail shop down, and then we severed ties with our partner that we were doing real estate deals with. So all that money did get kind of, I wouldn't say wasted, but it was reinvested, ultimately to a product that we discontinued. So then we sold off all of our rentals because they were attached to the partnership, and basically started out with a clean slate. Well, now me and my wife are starting over, so we bought the 3 houses that we've been discussing just now. One that we flipped, put it on market. It wasn't selling in a timely manner, so we've now got it as an Airbnb, and I'm sitting in front of it with a big ditch in the yard. The other one we've flipped and finished, and it's on market. We just need it to sell. And the other one, because of these two, we're a little short-handed financially and struggling to figure out how to come up with the funds to finish that flip. So hopefully I'll get that sold today as is to another investor. Point I'm trying to make is my purpose with these videos is just full transparency. All of this stuff can make money, and we have made money with all of these different endeavors. But there's always something else that's going on in the background that people don't like to talk about, and it's just not as simple as it's often portrayed, especially on platforms like this. You know, everybody wants to hear about the great successes and the excitements and da-da-da-da-da. We've had those, but nobody wants to talk about the shit in the front yard and the big ditch that you just had to dig and the thousands of dollars you just had to put out. This Airbnb has been a huge blessing in disguise. I mean, we planned on just selling it and moving on, and now we've got a long-term asset. And based on the first month or so that we've had it, we have been booked almost every single day. And every single person that has stayed at our property has written us raving reviews and has absolutely loved it. So I have no reason to believe that this will not be a great long-term asset. And it will continue to grow and will appreciate in value. And here in about a year, we'll refinance it and get out from under the current investor loan that we're under. We'll get it with a traditional bank loan. We'll start paying that down, and it'll just get better and better. But it ain't been nothing easy about it. It's put us in a cash flow pinch because we had to invest more to get it furnished, get it ready. Now we're investing more to fix this drain issue. And all of these kind of things took away from the other endeavors, the other flips that we were navigating. So that limited our funding over there. So everything snowballs. Long term, all of this is going to be a big win, but in the moment, we're pinched. And if you're out here just thinking it's all rainbow and sunshine, and you get out here and something happens like this, you're not ready for it, you can really lose your shorts. So that's my goal with these videos, is to show y'all the reality, right? I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right now, we're dealing with a lot of ugly. And that's just part of it. So I'm going to continue documenting sort of our progress in the story here. Starting next week, my main focus is going to be sales. I'm going to get several new listings signed. I do have one appointment today. I was supposed to meet her yesterday. She had an emergency and had to push me off till today. But I'm gonna meet her and we'll sign contracts. You know, I'll present what I offer and she'll like it, and I'll sign it, and I'll put her house on the market. I got another lady I met with Monday. I'm gonna follow up with her Monday. Get that one signed. Hopefully we'll get, you know, a handful of new listings signed, and then that'll just start snowballing through, and we'll hit our target. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on, and I'll kind of jump on and make a few videos about that process, so y'all can follow me along on that. And if you're in that world, you're thinking about getting your real estate license, you can kind of get an idea of what it really takes. I will say, when I joined the firm, and my understanding, this is sort of across the board, you get your license and they tell you, well, tell all your friends and family, and, you know, start posting on Facebook, and, you know, we've got some in-house leads, or maybe you can get on Zillow and get some buyer leads, or da-da-da-da-da. And all that's fine, and it needs to happen, but if you only do that, you will go months without a deal. And you'll starve to death if you're actually depending on that income. So that didn't work for me. I had to be very aggressive, and I still am, because we needed now money. I mean, that's our salary that we actually pay our bills with. All this other stuff is, I mean, it is what it is. It's investments. I mean, it's not something we're living on. It's extra income, or in the moment, extra expenses. But either way, it's extra. It's not a part of our monthly budget for maintaining our household. And I think that's probably how it should be. Because if I had to live on this, we'd be broke. Because we're putting out more than we're bringing in at the moment. That isn't always the case, but currently that's the case. So, you know, if you've got a full-time job and you're wanting to deal with all this kind of stuff, do it. But don't quit your full-time job. If you've got a main business that's producing your everyday bills money, and you're wanting to do some real estate investing, do it. But don't shut down your main business. Keep that rolling, because you're going to need it to pay your bills. This stuff is add-on. This is long-term. Even flipping, people don't think about it as long-term investing, but it is. You take those large cash sums, you need to put them into something. We decided to put them into a business, and then decided not to keep the business. Do I regret that? No, because at the time we fully intended on keeping the business. We've also taken chunks and put it into 401ks or stock market or whatever, and it's just tucked away, and we just don't touch it. We've also taken lump sums and invested it into our personal house to do upgrades and whatnot, you know, just for our personal comfort. We've taken lump sums and paid off debts. And that's what it's for. It's not for living. You don't just pay your bills with this stuff. You can eventually. But in the beginning, you got to have something that's generating your main, keeping your family afloat money. And then this stuff is add-on money. And that way, if something does go wrong, you're not bankrupt. And you still are able to keep the house and roof over your family's head. So just some stuff to think about. It's stuff I was pondering on this morning as I'm sitting out here looking at this mess, waiting on this inspector. I don't know if these videos are helpful for anybody, but hopefully they are. And I'll keep them coming either way, because I kind of enjoy rambling. But this is what we're dealing with. So I'll check back in.